Welcome back, everybody. We are doing a special episode today to try and help out a friend of mine who is a saint, a savior, and an all-around good guy. I am here with Joey, owner, proprietor of River Strong Fitness. Joey is an amazing trainer. He is a style icon, known more down in the Miami scene. We'll put a link to his profile and everything in here. Check him out. He definitely knows how to wear clothes and look amazing. But the reason we're here today is one of the things Joey's also really known for is an amazingly huge heart when it comes to animals. I used to work out at Joey's gym a lot, and he's always got these beautiful pups here, and they are all pretty much rescues. Joey, I don't even know how many dogs you rescued. The number's got to be, it's
So since 2022, I've rescued over 25 dogs. There's more, but had actually 25 living with me, not at one time, but throughout time. So
awesome.
Average about anywhere between 5 as many as 9 dogs in the house at once.
But you know, as Joey lives with the motto of lift heavy, pet dogs.
That's right.
And everybody that comes to the gym is, I think half the reason they come is for the dogs. On top of the workout, obviously, and to just get healthier.
The dogs definitely get a greet before me, or a better greeting than I do. So it's always like, hey, Joey, it's Joe, hey, Coco, or hey, Dolly, or whoever's here.
I don't come in for all. I definitely do miss the dogs, and my own yells at me every time I get home because she knows I've been around everybody here. But so recently, Joey has been working with I don't want to say a special case, but a dog who went through a very, very hard time. Little guy named Tank. And I'm going to let Joey kind of tell us the story of Tank and how all that came about. And then I'll tell you why we're all here to bring this out to you and ask you for a little bit of help. So Joey, tell us about kind of how Tank came into your life and, you know, his situation and obviously where he's at now.
All right. So, so Tank, a lot of people know that, especially friends and people that are on my social media know that I rescue dogs when I can. And they reach out to me if they know of a dog or have a dog that are in need. So I had a friend that I had known growing up message me about a dog that her daughter had gotten. Basically, she just said the dog was malnourished, and she had him for a couple of weeks, and she was, lived up 3 flights of stairs, and it was just a lot for him, a lot for her. She's younger, and he wasn't putting weight on, so he wasn't fixed, and he was a stud for a breeder. Tank was sold after he gave a couple of litters. He was sold, and then the lady that he was sold to got cancer, and sometime in 2025, and in September, she was going through her treatments, and he began getting neglected through her treatments, and she passed away in September, and was gone for a week before anyone knew that she was gone. So Tank was then additionally malnourished for a week on his own,
just hanging out in the house. So, they're trying to figure out what happened.
Yes.
Which is, anyone who's got animals knows they know when you're hurting, they know when you're sick. And I can only imagine what would be going through that little guy's mind, when your owner can't do anything, it isn't really there, but it is. And listen, we got a lot of pictures, you're going to see some videos of Tank. He's a cute, adorable little guy, and he is definitely a fighter. Yeah. So you got him in, you took him in.
Yeah. So he ended up, he was with her. The rest, his breeder, when he was found, the breeder got him back. And the way that I came into play is the young lady who ended up getting him, she saw him. So she was visiting the house, and she saw him out back at the breeder's house, and he was in a kennel that he was standing in his own feces. It was not dirty water. It wasn't a good living condition, and he was still malnourished. So obviously the breeder wasn't doing anything for him or doing anything to help him get better. She got him, then that's where she had him for a couple of weeks. So ultimately, she got him beginning of November, I think November 8th, and then I ended up getting her from him November 28th, because him not being fixed already, just his breed, and just putting dogs on Facebook or social media or anything I had to rehome a dog or to give away is just not a good idea.
Yeah.
So it wouldn't be a good situation for a dog like that, especially. So I bring him in. I talked to Tender Hearts Rescue. So that's a rescue that she's a 501c, and so I partner with her with the rescue I bring in. So she helps me to make sure you're getting bedded, getting neutered, and all of that. So there's still a cost to it, but she helps me with that cost as far as getting a good rate and
Yes.
stuff
Awesome.
too. So yeah, so we're there. I get them when I get the dogs. Once I see that they're friendly, they're getting along with dogs, people dogs, get them vetted. They bring them into the gym and introduce them to the members,
Yep.
and it helps to socialize them because a lot of the dogs have either been neglected or they've been dumped. They just need to learn how to that not every person is bad and every person is evil. So bringing them here and getting that love, it helps them bring them out of their shell. So then you actually get to see how that dog really is.
Yeah, which like 100%. And I'm gonna say, before we go into the rest of his,
Yeah.
his rehab and all that, there's something that I've seen Joey do with dogs, especially newer ones that you brought in, and they're either being rehabbed or just being socialized. I've never seen anyone do this, and I hope Caesar Salon Milan, whatever the hell his name is, steal this from you. But Joey literally like will put dog in a backpack and carrying him around. It's either the paws are hanging over here or he reverses them like they're hugging. And me and my neighbor were here working out once, and we're watching this. We're like, that's like the smartest thing I've ever seen, because you're free to do whatever in Rome, but the dog's got that comfort of someone to be with her. I'm like, next time I get a puppy, there's no way I'm not doing that. That's, so yeah, the ability and the time you take with them, and how in depth you really get to help socialize, train them, and all that is really amazing. And not just keep them, you find them great homes too, which is even better. So, okay. So Tank's in here, you brought him in here, he starts socializing, and he wasn't gaining weight, right?
Right. Yeah. So he's doing good. He was, usually within a couple weeks, the dogs start to, feed them small with meals and, give them their meds. A lot of them have some, either have some parasites or some heartworms or something that they got to fight off. So you get their, be able to get that, get their nutrients. So, he was doing he's a cuddler. So he just wanted to, he'll go over to clients, just lay by him. He had good energy. Everything's going well good. But, after the first couple of weeks of not getting the weight on, one of our clients, a couple ladies spoken about getting him to their vet to get him checked out. And so they did. And we found out he had that's when we found out he had the heart murmur and,
Oh, okay.
had the heart murmur and he was anemic from being, being malnourished.
Makes sense. Yep.
So he had some issues there and heartworms. So that could be from, depending on, standing his own feces out of the,
anything.
So but not knowing much about the history, since his owner died there, and then obviously the breeder wasn't taking care of him. So in between there, we're not sure. But so yeah, he's we got him there, we got him to the vet just to get a check on the weight wise. He wasn't really much different than the gym, maybe a little bit lazier, but he was also, you're excited the first couple of weeks, and they started to get,
and then he's out of his element on top of that.
So yeah, that's why, we kind of didn't get a sign. And then actually he had went and stayed with a client and her kids for a couple of days.
Oh, okay.
And after going to the vet with them, they're the ones that took him to the vet. And the day before they brought him in, they said she had said that he was lazier and more, getting a little more, So she brought him in, the next day when she came to train, and, he just laid in his bed, kind of just cuddle up, sleeping.
So yeah, less interaction. And,
Definitely less interaction. Yeah,
wasn't the same person.
Well, he wasn't he would get up for food. He always had an appetite, and he wasn't getting up for his food. So, knew he was thirsty, and he was trying to. So I got a dropper to give him some water and food. Yeah, just to see if he was taking that. So he did have the will. He wanted to drink and eat. He just didn't have the strength to stand up and do it. You could tell. I did finally stand him up, and when I stood him up, and he just fell over.
Oh man!
And that was when it was like, all right, we got to go to the vet.
Yeah.
ER. At first, you're kind of thinking like, all right, he just took all these meds. He had the parasite, he had other stuff going on. So maybe they were taking energy, his body's, that was trying to hoping that he was going to just, tired, and his body was, coming back to life. And then of course, so we took him to the vet, and the first vet we took him to, they would not take him. It was, they closed at 12 and it was 10 o'clock. And yeah, they wouldn't take him. And so we took him to another one. I called Tender Hearts, and she gave me another recommendation, and we took him there, and they took him in, got him back immediately, started giving him some fluids and things like that, and got me in the back. He was waiting, and came out and just kind of told us, they thought it was something to do because of what we told him, having the heartworms and then being anemic. So, and the heart murmur. So they were thinking that, if it's not whatever it was they were trying, if it wasn't that, it was the anemic part it wasn't that, then it was going to be, we knew it was something to do with the heart. So they were going to go for that procedure, and they went to give him an x-ray before.
Yep.
And when they gave him an x-ray, they came in and got me, and they said, come look at this. And I went and looked, and it looked like he literally, they said like they couldn't tell what it was, but like either a towel or something was balled up in there. And so thankfully we did not go to the original. They didn't take us back, because I don't think that vet would have went to that extent.
Oh, that extent of it.
Yeah. So now we so he's, so because of knowing the situation and how long it could have been in there, there wasn't a way to go like from one end or the other end to get it out. So it was
cut him open.
Yes. Yeah. So ended up doing that, and it was risky. It was going to be risky, and that's when the first the first time when I first saw the number of the first price, I was really like, okay, well, we can make this happen. And I called Tender Horse, and she was like, if we'll do it. And so Vet was going to work with us. Thankfully, because their relationship with Tender Hearts,
yeah.
They said they would do it, and ended up seeing after they did X-ray and came back, I was like, okay, I knew that was going to be a different cost, but I didn't realize to what extent. And when I saw that price, and I was like, oh, I don't know. So I mean,
I don't know if I can do this.
Very scary and very sad moment. Cause I mean, I really was like, felt pretty defeated, and it was like maybe 2 or so in the morning. So I didn't want to, call anyone about, that yet, but I did have a couple of ladies at the gym or a lot of people at the gym that were asking about him. And so I wanted to let them know where we stood, and then also Tender Hearts know where we stood before I made a decision. So, cause I know if it was based on me, then I would have really not had much of a choice. So thankfully Vet said, it's fine to let him stay overnight, and call him the next day and let him know. So we made that call. And between the ladies at the gym, between Tender Horse, we were optimistic about being able to raise the funds to get them going.
Okay. So, I mean, I don't know. And it's a tough one. If you've never owned a pet, you almost have to equate it to something happening to your child and not having insurance, especially when you're doing that. I have, we have a German Shepherd, and we had a situation once. It's known for larger dogs. It can happen where I had the bloat, flip stomach, and it happens like out of the blue. There's no real cause for it. And I remember as our baby, as our second one, we'd raised her ever since my son was 1 year old, take her to an emergency vet. They do all the x-rays and all that. And I mean, I think they were like, I don't know how this dog's even standing. It's so bad. And I remember getting that bill, and they're like, it could be anywhere from here to here. And looking at it, it's probably here.
Yeah.
And it's like, you do the math, and then you're like, how do I say no to something that I've had in my life for so long that is nothing but unconditional love? And I feel for it. I mean, ours was thankfully went as best as humanly possible. And that was like $4,000. And I was like, can this ever happen again type of deal, So look into it, people, if you have larger dogs, but they do have a way to keep that from happening. But regardless, I know it's very expensive. And so that's an example of, that's $4,000. And that was a fairly in and out, yes, it was belly to sternum to fix it all.
You see where Ella is?
She's in there. No, she was all happy, and she went to lay down. So it can get very expensive. And when there's follow-up, that's when it continues on. Again, it's like everybody else. There's medicine, there's procedures. And I mean, so I've been talking with Joey a lot about Tank. He showed me the pictures of everything this poor guy ate when he was just trying to himself.
So the towel. So it wasn't even a towel that was. So the stuff that was actually in him was. It was a piece of rubber, some plastics. They said some sharp pieces. So that's one of the serious parts of his injuries that ended up being, because everything's we've had a couple of transfusions. They do plasma. He's went through a whole lot, and the big thing now is his intestines and his GI, growing back, because having something stretched out like that at least September.
True.
Something. So that's where the big thing. But so they had. He had. Sure, you got pictures you'll put on up there.
Yeah, we'll put some pictures up there.
If anyone's, the vets still can't see how he was even having any bowel movements.
He was alive. Yeah, it's impressive.
Yeah, he'd be able to alive. Generally able to be able to get around or anything with the amount of stuff they took out of his belly.
Yeah, with what you showed me, the only way I could equate that to somebody is if you've ever seen like the first Jaws movie, when they went into the tiger shark to see if it had eaten a kid, and they're pulling out, a license plate and all that. It's, eat for survival. So whatever you think you can ingest, but your body's not necessarily going to break it down. And it's yeah. So he's got a long road to recovery. He's
Yeah.
I mean, but he's fighting. He is.
Yeah, he's a
I
fighter.
mean,
So Monday night, he was a really rough night on us. He almost died on us from after the first blood transfusion. That night, he lost his appetite. He wasn't eating his favorite foods that they had up there for him, and just lethargic. So that's when I got up there Monday night, and it was a nice drive from Palaca to Orange Park, like not knowing, they were telling me they didn't know if he was going to even make it. So
yeah.
getting there, and then spending some time with him, and you're back there, and he was making some noises, and I asked the tech if it was the noises, if that's a good sign he's making it from being happy with it, and they said, is it pain? Or she said she can't really say if it's necessarily pain or he gets aggravated also, or like when he's got a favorite tech there, so when she goes away sometimes he would make this kind of whining noise. So yeah, so it was so he was doing quite a bit that night, so I didn't want him to be in pain, and the vet had already the vet that was there had already kind of told me they weren't going to be able to do much more for him. So, wasn't much of many options left.
Yeah.
But then when I got back there and the noises, and he was making the noises, and I asked her if she'd give him some medicine to help him sleep or something. They gave him some more pain meds. And I asked her about how long it would take to kick in. And she said it should be no time. So, and then a couple of moments later, he started to make his noises again. So that was a good sign to me, saying that either he was aggravated or excited. So he wasn't in pain. So
Yeah.
so we'd be, prayed hard and overnight, and just kept praying for him, and had a little bit of good news, some positive movement the next day. Things have been been pretty positive going forward. So a couple of times here and there, just little small things that needed some adjustments, but the vets have been really awesome. People, man, have been awesome with just helping out with the donations, and he's got a lot of fans out there.
Oh,
I know,
he's so adorable. He really is,
yeah, he is. Yeah, he's
And
adorable.
I think it's a pretty neat thing to see. Is I never thought about it, so I guess you just don't think about it. But like hearing that they're trying to find a blood match for him,
Yeah,
you gotta. It's like people. You still got to
yeah,
find blood that would work, even for
yeah,
dogs and all that. So yeah, so that's great to hear that he's come along, he's fighting. Hopefully he'll be back here in the gym
yeah.
soon, resting with his family, hanging out with dear sweet Coco over here,
Yeah, they definitely
who
miss him.
is definitely Coco. You are one of the sweetest dogs I've ever met.
Yes.
You're a baby. But we're here to see if anybody out there can help us out. Any donation, any amount will help. Joey's, as he's told you, he's doing a lot of this just out of the goodness of his heart. He's not Bill Gates. He's just like the rest
Definitely.
of us. Yeah. He's just a man that likes to help out. And, if there's a heaven, he's definitely going to get in because all he does is for everybody else. So yeah, please, anybody that can help, take a look at this video of Tank, take a look at the pictures, share this out, and please, any donation will be really helpful for his recovery and the remaining surgeries that he has. He's got a long road ahead of him, but it really sounds like he's come a long way. And I mean, he's definitely over the worst of it.
We're just hoping for just as long as we can continue progress is like it's really what we're just praying for. Just no setbacks, and the rest is like seems like we're able to work through
And manage it.
Yeah, yes, definitely. And I do want to say, Coco is not a rescue. She's just I've just been babysitting her for my daughter Alyssa since
Forever.
since March of 2022. So she's coming home soon, baby. She's coming home to get you soon, right?
I don't think Coco's ever leaving. I don't think so. All right, Joey, thank you for your time.
Yeah.
Thank you for everything you do for these animals. I think if we could build a addition to this gym that was just a humane society, it would be perfect.
Yeah.
But only time will tell. Please reach out. We'll put the link on there. We'll have all the stories. We will continue to post, pictures showing how Tank is doing and help us out.
Thank you.
Of course,
Good.
Joey, you've always been you've been a good friend. You've always been there to help me out. Joey's helped me get bigger and smaller. And, as we all go through our trials and tribulations, I'll be back to probably hit more of those heavy bags because I definitely could use it. That's for sure. And I miss Coco. And as I walked in earlier, who's not walking around right now, but there's a little dog named Dolly here. And I'm normally not a little dog fan, but oh my God, do I love Dolly. She runs this place. She's just the sweetest little thing ever.
If you come up here and you meet the dogs and you see it and you think you wouldn't even think they're rescues. These dogs are they live like kings and queens, but they're and they give tons of love and attention, and
That's how you keep everybody here. No one comes to get healthy. They come to love the dogs.
A big
That's the
shout
beauty of it.
out to Lindsay from Tender Hearts. Tender Hearts is a 501c rescue out of Putnam, and she does it all on her own. So I volunteer with her, help her out, and she's been great. And Focus Pet Care in Orange Park.
All right, yeah, we will put the information for both of them out there with everything. And thank you for your time. Thank you for taking this little bit to just listen to the story of Tank and Joey. And we'll talk with everybody soon. Have a good one.
Thank you.